You see, he gets away with a lot of those, and it's hard.
That ball was hammered. I love how they got that view.
But Judge was on it.
Oh.
Not only a Yankee fan wearing a Judge
t-shirt. Yes. This brings up a good conversation we'll have in the clubhouse, and I'd love to get your opinion on it. So we would have this debate in the clubhouse because when we would go out as a team, or if we were going out to a dinner, or if we went out, if we just went out, we would be more celebrities to men that was 30, 40 years old higher rather than the kids. Like the Zoomers wouldn't know who we are, especially if you're like average to below average MLB player. They will have no clue who you are. But if you're someone like Aaron Judge, obviously everybody knows Aaron Judge. He's a superstar, and he's bigger than the game when it comes to being a celebrity. But most MLB players are never recognized, and if they are recognized, they're recognized amongst the older people, such as the 30 to 40 to 50-year-old men and women. So I wanted to talk about that because we had this in our clubhouse, and we would say that we think the game is on a decline, and I'm starting to realize it more and more now that I'm out of the game. And if you guys don't know who I am, I'm former MLB player Jermaine Curtis. And when I talk to young kids and I ask them questions like, who is your favorite MLB player? Who do you watch? Do you even watch MLB games? They can't even answer those questions, or they give me the answer that every kid says, oh, I like Aaron Judge. Okay, so why do you like Aaron Judge? They just see Aaron Judge a lot and then they just say his name. There's no connection, there's no relationship, there's no like turn on the TV and just watching just to understand and see him every single day. There's not that anymore. There's only a few kids that are doing that, and that begs the question, is the game dying? Is it on a decline? Because kids aren't even watching it. They're watching baseball highlights. If you go to YouTube and you type in baseball, the first thing that's going to pop up is baseball highlights, because that's where the kids are consuming baseball content. They're not actually watching games anymore. So how is the game growing if the kids aren't really connecting to the game that much? Now, I'm not saying they don't play the game. I feel like they're playing it, but it's not like when I was growing up where people were outside, in the streets playing baseball, going to the field playing baseball. The game was more, people played it, I mean, it was like it's not just like this outside thing that you do just to get out of the house. It was like what you did for fun. You don't see that anymore. You don't really even see pickup games in front of your garage. We used to play over the line where we have one person throw tennis ball versus the other one, and you're playing this baseball game. And it was like the norm to play this game. And it didn't matter who you were, girls, guys. We will all be playing this game. It was just part of having fun as a young kid. But you can go out now and you won't see that. We would talk about this inside the clubhouse. We would talk about, is the game on a decline? Do Zoomers like baseball? I know they like playing it, but do they like it enough? This kid right here, he obviously does. He has a connection towards baseball. If he's crying because of Aaron Judge home run ball, I mean, he has a connection with Aaron Judge. You can see that he's wearing that shirt, and I'm sure him and his parents watch baseball on TV when they're not able to, go to a game. I feel like he is, but are most kids like that? And I want to challenge you. I want you to go and ask your kids who's their favorite player, who's their favorite team. Ask random kids. I don't think they give you an answer. It wasn't like, when we were younger, where it's like, you could talk about player stats. You knew player stats. You knew if they're going to get traded or not. Now it really depends on if a kid is obsessed with baseball to get that information. I have a kid that's like 8 years old. His name is Aiden that I coach, and he knows everything about baseball. He tells me about the trends and everything that's going on, but he's just so into it and he knows everything. But he can't have a conversation with other kids on his team, and they're in travel ball because the other kids aren't into the game that much. And so there's a big gap between people who like baseball and people who don't. at the Zoomer level. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think baseball is dying? From a professional athlete point of view that played baseball, the 40, the 50-year-old men, we're more of a celebrity to them than kids that are younger. Now, granted, if I was Aaron Judge, that's a different story. But most MLB players, you know, they can go onto a golf course and have a conversation with every one of those people out there, and they want to meet them. The people that are on the golf course, they want to meet those type of people. But if you took that same core of players and went to your local, if you went to a local basketball court where there's a lot of kids at, and that kid and that pro baseball player was there, you wouldn't get the same kind of love, which that's the whole point of this conversation. So I want to know your thoughts. Comment below. I appreciate you. If you're new here, I'm former MLB player Jermaine Curtis. Hit that like button for me. Helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. And please join in the conversation below. I love when we have good conversation. So with that said, I'll see you in the next video.